viewers, welcome to Civic Space TV. This is Women Rights, Women at the Front Lines, where we get to host different women who are doing a lot of work in our societies, and they're always here to share amazing stories of their journeys to inspire you, a young woman out there. Welcome again. And today with me, I have Hon.Christine Kaaya, Woman MP, Kiboga District. She is also the Shadow Minister for Water and Environment and serves on the Parliamentary Climate Change Committee and Natural Resources Committee in the 11th Parliament of Uganda. Honorable, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, we are really honored to have you. Thank you for sparing time on your busy schedule for us.
Actually, I am very happy. Dear viewers, we greet you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And when it comes to sharing anything to young women,
yes,
or to prospective
leaders, yes,
sure, that should be number one in every district woman representative's
yes,
agenda. Because really, if you cannot create time to develop other people's, morale, to stand, to demand for proper accountability, to love leadership, then the affirmative plan,
yes,
you are losing the affirmative plan.
yes.
So that is why I had to fix some time amidst the busy schedules
yes,
that we do have, and at least we share something.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And right away, Honorable, you talk to our viewers, tell us about a little bit of your background, growing up, why leadership. Yes, from your profile, I see you're passionate about gender mainstreaming, population health, and the environment. But why politics, and why politics in particular?
By the way, right from my childhood, I always didn't know that when you do like this and this, people would wish you to be their leader.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I thought that, doing certain things right, mobilizing your people, minding about other people's behaviors, minding about other people's happiness and livelihood. For me, I thought those are the best principles a child should have, or a best action somebody should practice in your day-to-day living. Me, I didn't know that is what the public will collect and eventually say, this is our best leader. I didn't know that would translate into leadership.
Yes.
So I even didn't know that it may even translate into politics. I didn't know. So me, I was like, no, be like this, be like this. And I would like to thank my parents in the first place, and also some of the schools I went to, especially St. Kizito Bethany. It was a sisters' school in Mitiana. So they used to tell us that what we are telling you is what will help you stay in whatever condition in this world. So going by their advice, I felt that, yeah, I will be admired in the public, but I didn't know it would translate that far.
So were you a leader in school?
Yes, in primary, I was at St. Joseph's Primary School in Mvende. I was a head girl in 1991. And those of you, some of the people can trace it, can find it out, I was the head girl. I come to the sisters' school, I was the head girl. The head girl in that school is not called the head girl, it's always called an angel.
Oh.
And you vote for all the prefects apart from the angel. The angel must be approved by the nuns as well. And when you are an angel, it is like you are almost a nun. And so, don't ask me why I didn't become a nun. But they thought, they really saw that I was fit to be. And so that is what is very, very important for those schools, but interesting. You select the rest. You can even start selling, even those who wish to be angels, you also campaign. But the final say is by them. Yes.
Wow.
So I was the leader then, and then joined the Makerere. I still had leadership at the church. And where I am, I'm still a leader.
Yes.
And in all associations I decide to go to, my last job as a coordinator for the Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change. I was working in Parliament. I was still the chairperson of all the parliamentary fora in Parliament. We have over 21 parliamentary fora, forum on malaria, forum on sustainable development goals. We had 21 by then. So I was the chairperson. Yet I just joined Parliament. So the previous jobs I had done, I was a natural resources manager. I was following up with environmental issues.
Yes.
And I started as a volunteer in organizations, got these other levels, up to the management levels. But I am happy that wherever I am a leader. I may not campaign, but they will still pick me. Please take on this one.
Yes.
At this moment, I'm just worried that the hands are full, but still people want to tap into your leadership. You get it? That is the challenge.
Wow.
And I just pray that all women in our caliber, we just need to learn to say, my hands are full for now, maybe wait for this period. Otherwise, we may fail to deliver.
Because of many things.
Yeah, some women are like, haven't you selected me for this? They select you for this, they select you for, and you accept all responsibilities. But remember at the time, you are one person, you are two hands, you are two legs. You cannot exceed a certain capacity of an individual. So that is also very important for our women. And I learned this from the late Honorable Cecilia Ogwal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I used to look at some of these noble women who were at the start of the women empowerment business. Honorable Rhoda Kalema, Madam Rhoda Kalema, the late Joyce Mpanga. Then we also had this. Also, I could look at Honorable Byanyima. And now I thought they were advancing women issues, how to develop women's potentials. And me at that age, I didn't know that that also translated into the political life. Me, I thought they were, and I was like, yes, I think these ones at one time will have to go, and we shall be the ones in those chairs.
Yes.
And this is what I'm calling on all women to see, to look at the future. You are looking at me, Kaaya, at 43 years now, but I ask God for 90 years.
Okay.
So, past 90 years, past Kaaya, do you see yourself replacing us? Or you think we are going to be, we are immortal? We shall not die. We have to die, we have to go, and then the rest have to continue. So there must be a group of young leaders, young women, looking at us as people are going to complete some period, and then they take over. Me, I began seeing this when I was still young. I used to admire those ladies. But I knew at one time they have to retire, and we shall be the ones. And so I was like, when our time comes, what shall we do? What will we show? How shall we measure up? So we need to instill this thought into our young women. To also begin, as you train yourself, as you read your literature, as you watch your soaps on TV, is it aligned to you being competitive later in the years? So because sometimes you feel as if you are wearing out when you measure yourself with Joyce Mpanga, with Matembe, with Maria Mutagamba. You begin measuring yourself and you're like, where am I now? Because we believe that the generation to come must perform better than us. But now when you begin comparing yourself and you are performing even poorer than the earlier, then the generation of women leaders will be actually performing poorly.
And Honorable, the women that you talked of, the women that you look up to are all great women, and you also a great woman. What are some of the qualities of a leader? What should one look at when one wants to be a leader?
When you want to be a leader, all the time look at a society and identify gaps. Identify the gaps in that society. What you are looking up for. At this level, you may not know the gaps in the whole Uganda, but the gaps in your sub-county, in your village, in your district, in your region, look at those gaps. And after looking at those gaps, you know, we're trying to help you begin from yourself. The challenge, most solutions given to some of the women do not target them first. And then you see as if you are blowing castles in the air, and it looks as if it is very difficult for you to catch up. So I'm giving you some tips. Obviously, what has also helped me, but I'm giving you tips that begin with you. The challenge we have with some of the women leaders is not to advise our girls to begin with themselves. You have to first address your weaknesses. Yes. You have to first address identify your strength, you as you. The moment you are not in, then you never support those other things. You must be convinced that what I'm pursuing, I'm actually in. The motivation to go for anything must begin with you. That's why I pity some women who are like, I want to stand for MP. Yeah, my parents have proposed so, and they have already put over 1 billion shillings on my account. I must stand. There are some women who are like that. I'm telling you, they will have to fail. You will not go through. Those are gone are the days when, for example, your parents looked for a partner for you. It is becoming, those are gone are the days when, for example, your parents looked for a partner for you. It is becoming difficult. The condition is changing. So you must begin with yourself. First look at yourself. What is strong in you? Identify them. Be happy with them. Tell them to the world. Show them to the world. And then from there, also look at your weaknesses. Because wherever they talk about those weaknesses of it, some can change, but some are genetic. Some are genetic. That, you know, people from that clan are always like that. You get it? Some you can fight them, but some are genetic. That probably that man's daughters always talk like this or walk like this, and that walking is what people hate. And it is the weakness that is what beats you down. So some weakness can change, but the reproductive weaknesses may not be changed. That is why we are saying those other weaknesses that can change are gender aspects. That, you know, how can they say the daughters of that man don't know how to cook? And you stay with such a thing up to death. Up to today. You can change it. You can say, no, but I can teach myself how to cook. So look out for the weaknesses that are not reproductive. You can work on them. You can work on them. A weakness like being too secretive. You are like, you can't share anything with anybody. Oh my goodness. Nobody on this earth has ever had solutions for everything. You must be able to open up. Because when you open up, that is when people will come out to help you. People think you are satisfied when you are hungry since morning. There is a daughter of mine was like, I have some stomachache. And then I was like, oh, so sorry, I have some small Panadol here because we're traveling. Can you swallow it? And she didn't swallow it. But I didn't see she had not swallowed. She just kept. So we reached some station for roasted maize, and then she was like, I think I should have one before. And I was like, you who has been crying of stomachache? Now you want to put in roasted maize? No. I think it was too much for her. And then she said, I am hungry. The stomach was because of hunger, not these other challenges. So if you had said that I hadn't had anything, you are not first of all supposed to swallow Panadol. You were supposed to, you were supposed to stop, and you take something and we proceed. It so happens, even some maids. I found a maid who was very sick. And then it was like, oh, shivering even. And then she had not prepared anything. I hurriedly did something, you know, as working women, you have come late, you find a maid very sick, and then you try to prepare something. And then I gave her something to take. And after 2 hours, she was laughing. What has happened? In Uganda, she was a Munyankole, and she said, omusujja gwenjala. So it was that it is a hunger fever.
Yes.
You get it? So it was not this other malaria or what.
Or anything.
Yeah, but I wish she had told me that. So she didn't know how to cook, so she just looked on and then had started shivering because of hunger. So the issue of expression, so your weaknesses, you should not allow these other gender-related weaknesses to ride you, to fail you. That is very important. I was saying, looking at the gaps in the community. Look at the gap. Don't try to initiate things that don't benefit the community. You'll be outcompeted. Even people will laugh at you. Your solutions will be as if they are for America or some other place. But look at the gaps. That is why we encourage people. You know, it is not good to erode cultures, but there are some cultural aspects that we have to copy from some other tribes or regions. The Western, I uphold the Western culture, the Western of Uganda, where children go back and study the homes and, you know, establish the rural homes to actually be able to host them happily. So even in Uganda, I'm trying to tell our girls, you must encourage yourself to go back to where you come from, identify the gaps. You see, when you see that poverty at home, you can even be, you know, encouraged to study. You can be encouraged to save. You can be encouraged to invest in that place. But you see, you find out people in Kampala, oh, Honorable, how are you?
Go home.
I can go home over Christmas. Those are people who find no toilets and they still, go home? Oh, I cannot afford to take that water. I will never have refrigerated water.
Yes,
and,
it is your home.
Yes, you see, the house is mad. It is not tiled. You see, there is no TV. How can I stay without news? I need to watch my soaps. I need... Oh my, what are you talking about? What can't you take to the village? What can't you take to your home? Is it impossible for your home to host a TV? Can't you tile your village home?
Yes.
Can't you establish a water toilet in your home? So you see, when you visit the home, when you visit the village, that is when you begin to appreciate. That is when you will see even that some girls do not have school fees. Yes. And you can opt to help out some girls. Helping is not the work of an MP all the time. But even you, if you have some little salary, you can do help.
And you should even not have a lot.
Yes, some of the girls who are helped, with whom were helped, as if they cannot help. You remember how we went through as you were going back to boarding schools. You would go to this uncle, go to this auntie, go to this, and you know, collect. Why do you think that when kids are going back to school now, you should not be consulted in any way? You should not be approached in any way. So I'm bringing that one to, you know, you need to be relevant in the community. Yes. So look at the gap and then ask yourself, what can I do about this gap? What do I have currently? How can I help this? Yes. Some of you can even hold talks. Like some churches have groups. In Catholics, we have Zavarians. Yes. They have meetings where they collect very many youth of 6 years to 18 years. You know, you can say something. You were a graduate, but you were confined somewhere. And then you cannot add anything to your community. So look out for your community, see the gap, look at what you can do, make a plan. There are certain things that are not relevant today, but they will be relevant tomorrow. So identify what is relevant and what is prioritized in the current situation, and then begin to plan accordingly. Begin to plan accordingly on how you are going to implement some of those things. What is most important is you to be relevant at the right time. And so at that point, you have to do your best. When you identify that, for example, the challenge is school fees to our girl children, how are you going to help? Is it possible for you to find some people, talk with them about this challenge? Is it possible for you to convene those girls one time and begin, talk about them, visit some good-hearted people with them, and then you are able to, you never know, somebody's like, I'm picking this one. So do your best about what you have prioritized.
Yes.
Our challenge, the same applies to the academic performance. You see some people take their children to newspapers when they have scored second grades. You have seen that?
Yes, I've seen.
Why? It's because the parent is very convinced that the kid did his or her best. Yes. When you say kid has done his or her best, you're like, yes, I think I need to motivate this kid.
True.
But they are kids, actually most kids that were being beaten during those years of ours, kids that were beaten for poor performance, was not because it was they could poorly perform. It is because they could not do their best. I remember some teacher used to cane us in a funny way. The best, we could begin with the best performer. So like, why can't this? The best performer with 60% in mathematics, you are the one to begin with the sticks. And then he would tell us, do you know why I'm doing so? You have not done your best. Based on your knowledge, based on your academy, your brains, you are fit to get 80. But you got 60. Lie down. So for me, I learned that as well. Doing the best you can.
Yes.
And by the way, when you do the best you can, you are satisfied. And then that is when you even call on God that, I've done my best. I've done whatever I'm supposed to do. Because they say, where our wisdom stops is where his does what?
Yes,
begins.
Yeah.
Now you ask yourself, have you exhausted your wisdom? Have you exhausted your effort, your power? The moment you have not done that, I'm telling you, your prayers are not going to work. So let's do our best. That is the challenge with women. You're like, I had tried, but even in the performance, there are moments when you leave the paper and you're like, I've done my best. Whatever comes, if you see some of these nice schools, 1 week to the exams, a kid is very, very confident because the lectures are all covered. The lessons have been covered. The syllabus is covered. And it's like, I am well equipped with each and everything. I'm ready to sit for exams. Leave alone some of our kids. Even the very day of sitting exams, he is first running to the toilet to go through, to do what? You see, that is the difference. So being ready and being satisfied that I've done my best contributes a lot to your success. And then also exalts your confidence. I did my best. I'll give you a scenario. When we were 2 weeks to elections in 2021, some lady called me and told me, by the way, I greet you all, but in most cases, most especially, I greet the people of Ruamata. Some lady from Ruamata Town Council called me, Honorable, now in these 2 weeks, this is a time to knock on each and every door in this district. That is when you shall be sure now that we are through. I told this lady, we have been here for 2.5 years campaigning. In these last 2 weeks, you expect me to accomplish the entire population of the district, knocking on every household? How will that be possible? Is it really possible that I can do it? I told her, no, you calm down. What we have prepared, how we have prepared, we have done our best.
Wow.
Come what may.
Wow.
Let's just be ready to prepare ourselves for the day. And we cannot, this is not a time for knocking on doors. No.
Right.
We have done that for the last 2.5 years. Please be confident that we have done enough. And that is when I even asked her, it seems you have not been doing enough. You were waiting for the 2 weeks. Yes, Honorable, this is the time. I told her, now I'm getting to know you have not done your best. 2 weeks to the elections. No, Honorable, don't take me in that. I told her, now if you feel that is the best for you, go ahead. But me, not at this time to begin knocking. So you have to prepare yourself. Do your best. I did my best. I told God, I've done my best. Come what may.
Yes.
It is us, women who believe like that even when you become second in elections, or even when you don't win, you were excited about the results because you did your best. Because if somebody asks you, would you wish to do anything else? You're like, no, whatever. They will even begin to list. Maybe you didn't do this. No, I did it. Maybe you didn't do this. No, I did it. Ah, so you also did this. Yes, I did it. And you didn't win. Yeah, I did it. I didn't win. It was God's plan like that because I did my best.
Wow.
So in whatever you want to achieve, do you sit down and you're like, I've done my best, so let me push on and wait for the results.
That is so motivating.
I'm telling you, you will be confident. That is when you'll not even be shocked. You know, this business of announcing the results and the people fall the other side. Oh,
they can't
terrible.
believe the results.
It is terrible. It is terrible.
Oh.
And it's winning in all spheres, not only politics. Winning is not made for specific people. You know, this one also disturbs our women so much. You look at Christine and you're like, I've never been a head girl in a secondary or in a school. Yeah. I've never been this. I don't have this. No, you can also break the ice, by the way. It is possible you can break the ice. Just to do your best. Yes, believe in yourself. Believe in ourselves. And move with that confidence. If you feel you don't have it, pray for it. Because we were told the moment you leave confidence behind, you are finished. Confidence is a challenge to us, but it is rooted into our cultures.
Yes.
That, you know, a woman don't confidently air out. Even at weddings, this woman is confidently looking at the public. Will she make a good wife? The eyes are too dry.
Yeah.
You know, she's looking at us too straight. You know, those are the perceptions our public has. And those are the things that kill
women down.
Yes, they keep women down. They're like, I have to keep looking down. Yes. Even when the cameraman is forcing you to get the first...
You have to share.
You can imagine. The entire wedding of the whole day. How can a cameraman fail to get your eyes? Can't you ask yourself that, do you think you can wear it twice or thrice? So you just ask yourself, how can the entire day, how can I fail to have a straight photo? How can the cameraman fail to have my eyes on that very day, on that very special day? Don't you think you are killing yourself? And you will even later be annoyed by the album. This cameraman, I think, was not good. He would have told me to do like this. Can you imagine? The whole album, I can't see my eyes. And it will haunt you for the rest of your life. Yes. You'll even give birth, and the kids are like, Mommy, can I watch your album? What happened? We can't see you are the one. All the time. Yeah. So that confidence has disturbed us, but it is rooted in the cultures. So I was saying, you can kick the bucket. Some of those non-reproductive affiliations, weaknesses, kick them out.
Yes.
So the moment we kick them out, and can you imagine? There's some men who keep sending their women. I think you can negotiate with my woman. Yeah. And somebody's like, you're sending your wife to me? Is she capable of negotiating for the best alternatives?
Yeah.
Then the husband is like, I trust her. I trust her. So I want to instill this to you women who think that when you are shy, then that is when you'll be loved. Then that is when you'll be, I don't know. I'm telling you, when your husband sees that this is a good negotiator, he will even begin sending you, delegating you on his behalf. Can you imagine?
Yes.
So he sends you. The other man is not sure whether the woman really will do it. But this man is like, I'm sure of my woman. You get it? So we have to break the ice. You can do it.
Yes.
Provided something is not reproductive. You can do it. You can change. Yeah.
Wow, that is so encouraging, Honorable. So what is your experience in the political leadership and maybe other spaces that you're involved in?
First of all, I am an environmentalist.
Yes.
But I got this dream when I was still young.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to watch TV at the neighborhood, and I could watch news, UBC News. After the UBC News, they would put weather forecasts. And I could see a lady trying to show the map of Uganda. It may rain here. Then I see drizzles. Then she goes to Africa and then goes to the entire world. And the entire world was on the screen. And I see her showing us as if she's already in the entire world, trying to show us it will rain here, it will shine here. I used to admire that program. You can imagine kids always look for their funny cartoons and all that, all listen to news. But me, I always wanted...
That was your program.
After the news, obviously they would put weather forecast, even up to today. So I admired that. I don't know what you can imagine I used to see in that lady. Me, I used to see this lady having power over the entire world. You know, showing us whether this place will be winter. Yes. This place will be this temperature. So me, I saw her controlling the entire world. And I was like, I think I should be like her. I should be like her. So I went to my mother and asked, Mommy, people who present such programs or who are able to do these programs, what do they study? Then my mother is a teacher, was a teacher. She's retired now. She told me, I think geography, and I think mathematics, physics. Yeah, those are some of the... And I think you need also to know English because you'll not be able to communicate the weather forecast in Uganda.
Yes.
You will be speaking English. And then, so... I think I need to concentrate on those ones. Because the other dream is what I want to be. Yeah. So in my studies, I always cherished geography. Up to when even elevated, I had the geography on my combination. So I joined the Makerere management. Okay. And so I was like, yes, I am in the right direction. And then, but when we started working, I tried to follow my passion. Even when I could request for jobs, I could look for organizations working in geography, I mean in natural resources related, agriculture. Those are the jobs I used to seek for.
Yeah, I saw somewhere you were the forestry officer.
Yeah, in my district.
Yes.
The district. Yes. But that was after I had even practiced these. There are some other work with other civil society organizations, organizations in forestry, in environmental management. I would sometimes get a catalog and look at those organizations who does what. I could not look at, for example, supermarkets. No, I was looking at even after senior 6, I tried to teach geography. Okay. That was my first. That was my first job in a secondary school, Katera High Standard in still Bukomero. So I could, teach geography. So still thinking of the other dream. Yes. But when we started work, I realized that whatever we are telling these people to do is put on the ground, in the soils. When we talk of do organic fertilizer, the organic fertilizer will be applied in the soils. And then organic pesticides, and then plant trees, and then conserve the environment, recover what you have destroyed. Everything, most of the things are done on land. But land had become problematic. You tell this person, do this, and the following days, like I'm being chased. I have no security of tenure. It became so serious. And I'm like, probably I need to upgrade. I mean, I need to go back for some paper on land management. I went for masters in land use and regional development, still in Makerere University. Because of that. And so I was like, now I'm able to mingle, to give my people advice on how to manage their land, safeguard their security, tenure of security, and then apply environmental conservation practices. That is how I was letting it. Because I wanted women so much, I was like, no, we need to integrate gender in these things. Women must be number one in these things. Just even go back to homes. Men have left us in homes long time ago because they have been disappointed by the performance of agriculture. So they are going for borders, they are going for other things. And the challenge now is that the girls, the women that would remain at home, are opting for Arabian jobs. We are getting worried. Middle East is taking our girls. And these are girls who had started their marital life with 2 children, 1 child. And now marriages are breaking like that. And so homes are left for the youth, the male youth. And the male youth are seeing, future. They are going out. So we are worried already that the marriage group is getting distorted. And even some of these practices, because we have been saying that let's empower women, because they stay at home longer. Let us empower them to manage the environment as well. And some women had adopted it. But others are like, no, this is related to property ownership, and the property is not mine. Because some women are innovative, but they are bad from doing certain things because they don't own land. When the man says, I want white beans in that portion, it is difficult for you to say, me I want biringanya or entula there.
Land ownership.
Yeah, it has issues. It has issues. So it is still the man to plan for what to plant where. And in most cases, it is not okay. It is not motivating our women to manage what they don't perceive is okay for them. That is when issues to do with the female crops came in also. That, banana is a female crop. Pineapple, yes, it is rewarding, but its mechanisms of snatching our skins, much as it is paying, women are not good at it. So that is when issues of, female crops, male crops came in. But the issue of land is still very pertinent in our business. So from getting those academic papers, I continued with my life. And wherever I could go to the village, like I told you, my character, they would say, she's the one. We are going to bring this one now. I'm like, no, I cannot be. That politics, I think, is something else. You can still serve your community from here. I even used to tell people, I used to quote, she's the former minister, female minister for finance. I'm forgetting her name, the owner of Radio 1, that lady, Chiwanuka. I used to tell them, I know if I'm the best, one time the president will pick me and say, you, come and do this. I always thought I would be like that. I also remember the former prime minister, Nsibambi. So I was like, if that one did not stand and was selected one time to be the prime minister, probably I would also be, one time I'll be selected. So they told him, oh, that is not easy. You are coming. Every time. People used to go home, convince my parents, that is the person. We feel it is you, the parents, who have refused her to come. Because you know the nature of politics. Then my mother was like, oh my goodness, the pressure is too much. That people are over pointing at you. Do you feel like? I was like, no, I don't want. The first time went and I didn't want. But I'm telling you, my daughter, people are continuing to come. To tell me, to tell you, I'm also convinced that we can shake this woman. We can take this woman. We can also win. And I'm like, probably, but I'm not interested and I don't want to be pushed. What we are telling women, whatever you pursue, whatever you want to achieve in life, ensure that you are at the top of it. No people should be in front of you. Don't allow your parents, for example, to lead your campaigns. No, it should be you. When you feel that you can't do it, give up. Give up. Because there will be moments, I'll give an example. The parent who has been pushing you may die.
And you're left.
In the middle of the campaigns. What are you going to do? It should be you. Because they are not the ones going to be called honorable. It will be you.
What they want to implement.
What they are going to call your parents is, Mama honorable is there passing. Honorable's father is there, but they are not the honorables. So when you decide to pursue, ensure that you are at the top of it and the rest are following you in your journey. Because these are your papers. You cannot say, oh, my dad wishes me so well to be a pilot. And I think I should go for that because my dad, Who is going to sit in the plane?
Yes.
So, and your dad will not be in your academic classes, will not be there. The biggest thing he can do is to look for school fees and you go.
You go.
Even accompanying you sometimes during the 3rd and 4th year may not even accompany you. You may use your public means to go to Soroti Flying School alone when your parents remained in Kampala. So with time you will also believe that these people were just helping you, but I think it should be me. So that one also roots from our cultural backgrounds, thinking that, me as a woman, I think I should be accompanied. Some people should be ahead of me. Even up to now, there are women who buy land and they are like, they cannot put their names up front that it is me.
Yes.
They must put a brother or a father or a son or a husband. That is when she feels that now I've safely bought it. You get it? So it is still challenging us, but we are empowering you women. If you are the one who has looked for that money, feel free to put that the property is yours and yours alone. You can put the rest of the men as witnesses, not as the owners. You get it? So it is a challenge. Right now, you find that, yes, smart women are moving to schools to look for the placements of their children. And some women are like, my brother is in Kampala. I think you are ready now, ready to help me. My daughter got a 7. My daughter, she performed well, but he was the one supposed to help me out. Please, move on. Your fellow women have already moved on. Moving school to school, looking for placements of their children. You can do it. You can do it. Yes. So please also wake up and do certain things that take you somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Honorable, as we come to the end, how are you using your office as the Woman MP Kiboga to impact lives of women and the young girls in Kiboga?
And the elimination of women programs, prevention of elimination of women programs, there are different types of freedom that we assented to as Uganda in 1979. And one of them is to promote the freedom to associate, the freedom to associate, the freedom for leisure, the freedom to work, the freedom to give decision, your thought. We are trying to use I'm trying to use my office as a woman MP. For example, I've established, I have 7 offices in Kiboga district. One of the offices is for the Kiboga district women's circle. We established a women's circle. Women, when it comes to women, they call us Nigina, then Akaboxing, savings and credit groups, very small groups, where we dismantle the box at the end of the year, we eat all the money, and we begin afresh in January. When February comes, we are looking for school fees, when we ate all the money in December. And guess what we use the money for? Buying meat and clothes.
Good.
So I was like, no, these ones cannot attract any support, any funding. We established a women's circle. The women's circle was also registered with the insurance companies. So far, we have lost 2 members, and the insurance is able to, to offset the debts. And then we also had to establish, to register with the Buganda Union to help women get markets for their produce. So circles should not only be credit and savings, because this is a convening place, and we are telling all women, every woman must get a level of association. You must associate in some way. And if you don't have where to associate from, please, I request that you get that group. Some of the parents, yes, we fear for our girls. Let's get church groupings, church choirs. But let every woman above 18 belong to some level of association. Because this is where some people will be able to open up. This is where their capacities will be built. That is why me, I also formed that circle. That it could be a convening place where For example, if we want to train women, getting 100 women is easy. Right now we have over 500 women.
Wow.
Getting 100 women to train them in something is very important. Because women are also diverse, doing this, doing the other. It is also very important for you to know in your community what women do. So for me, my dream was also to know what women in Kiboga do, such that when I'm advocating, when I'm fundraising, when I'm looking for service providers, I'm in line with what women do. So the women who register themselves as members must also indicate what they do for their livelihoods. In case I get some maize seed, I know who to give.
Yes.
I know where to find women. So at the same time, I encourage more women to join, because we did not put any seal that we shall stop at this number. So the freedom to associate, to develop the women's love for association should be part of our agenda as women members of parliament.
Okay.
To help, because when they associate, even the connections for service provision, for inputs, for services, for goods, anybody. I remember we held a general meeting, and then these agricultural input suppliers were able to come and showcase what they have, but at the same time sell at reduced price, and yet we were very assured of the quality. So if that provision was not there, if the circle was not there, Bukola and the rest of the input suppliers would not find a community to share their what? Their products. So as women, we may not be able to solve the individual women challenges, but at least, and also we are not supposed to get ashamed of advocating for women's rights.
Yes.
Women's rights in health is now obviously the most challenging part in this Uganda. Because women are the most caretakers. Go to any hospital.
Yeah.
Women are the most caretakers. Look at the time. Women wake up early. They have serious workloads. So for us as environmentalists, when we are advocating for technology, for energy saving equipment, for labor saving equipment, we are advocating that women should have some time for leisure. Should have some time to think. Should have some time to strategically think. Should have some time to also mind about themselves.
Yes.
Because culturally, we are meant to be flowers. Now, if your woman does not rest, that is what we tell. Energy saving. You complain about my wife's eyes being red. What have you done about the cooking method she's using? You are still on the 3 stones and you complain about your wife's red eyes? No, you must be part of the what? Of the establishment of energy saving equipment which do not expose smoke to the eyes. You must establish mechanisms for her to eat hot food. Don't come to the dining and leave the feeding of the kids to the woman alone. Yeah. You as a man, you can as well feed the children. So within the associations, us as women, we also give women nice talks. Nice talks, but at the same time, when we go to assemblies, like for burials, we can wake up our men. Women should not be ashamed of sharing our suffering. I see some women are beginning to get ashamed. You see now when you talk like that, the men will hate you. No, say it. That if you calculate the quantity of milk in your home being too little compared to the alcohol taken in that home, then you are bad off. Don't complain about your woman being dirty when you have not done anything about water in the home. Yes. Don't complain about your woman cooking little food when you have done nothing about bringing food in the home. You first do your best, and that is when you will now begin critiquing the wife. So we need to continue with this conversation to our women and also to our men. Not only because when you talk to yourselves, when the sabotagers have not heard, they will continue with their funny practices. Right. So we encourage that. And I also call upon the rest of the colleagues, fellow women members, to build the capacities of our girls. If we are invited in secondary schools, let's find time to talk to these girls. Maybe the voice they have been waiting for is yours.
Yes, and vulnerable to the young woman who is lost. She's confused. She doesn't know what to do.
First of all, don't kill yourself.
Yes.
Because killing is, themselves has become the first priority action. I don't know where we are going. These girls who are disturbed, who are raped, the first option, I think, but honorable killing myself would be the best. They list it so fast, I don't know what is happening. So, first of all, don't kill yourself. There are very many solutions out there. Just open up. Be social. Be patient. If you listen to many of the women, they have gone through what you have gone through. So, and afterwards, they have succeeded. So, we encourage our girls not to kill themselves, but to open up. Try to ensure that what you do in secrecy, especially when you are below 18, is very limited and is minimal. Try to ensure that whatever you decide to do below 18 years is known by your parents. Your parents are aware of what is happening. Why are you hiding? Whatever you are doing, it is because you are also feeling it is not right.
Not right.
If it is right, all right, things have always been done in open.
Public, yes.
So, as parents, as women leaders, let's encourage our girls to do much of their work, to decide on most of their actions in open. And that is when, you know, somebody's like, I need a birthday. I have a birthday. My friends are planned for me a birthday. Yeah, your friends. How about your home? So you prefer the friends to prepare the birthday than your home? What is that? And you don't want your parent to come and attend your friends, the birthday prepared by your friends? Don't you think you are going astray? So let's encourage our girls to open up.
Yes.
And then let's not make them enemies.
Yes.
And then let's not be harsh. These kids have reasons for whatever actions they decide to take. So I am also encouraging our kids and the little girls out there, whatever you decide to do, please have reasons for it. That one I learned it also from the nuns. Whatever you decide to do, in case a nun finds you on the compound and asks you, why are you doing what you are doing? You must have an answer. Don't do anything without a reason.
Yes.
And you see, when you begin looking at the reasons, when you weigh and out of 10, 9 reasons are fake, drop the action. But now, if you don't reach that extent of asking myself, why am I doing it? You not evaluate yourself, you just bump into doing certain actions. You must have reasons for anything. But some naughty girls will say, I am coming, I will tell you why I did it. Oh, I'm sorry. You know these excuses. Satan took me somewhere. Oh, devil, you a liar. How would I have done this? Because you didn't first put down the reasons for doing what you're going to do. So put reasons for what you're going to do and then decide accordingly. And then you can even share that I wanted to do this. But when I weigh the reasons for doing it, oh, should I drop it? Should I go ahead with it? Obviously, you are consulting now people of substance, not the people you just find on the roadside, people who don't wish you well. So after that, that is why it is very important to associate. That is where you'll find a woman MP with an association. Then some good mothers union, ladies at the church, you must associate. For anybody who does, even at school, find associations. Girl guides are there, netball clubs, Nkoba Zambogo, from Yamwe Muganda. Find ways of associating. If you don't belong anywhere, I remember in those vocational schools they would say, if you can't belong anywhere, then you don't deserve to be with us. Even in seminaries, you don't understand you. How can you fail to belong anywhere? Then you are useless. So don't be useless.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Honorable Christine Kaaya. It has been an interesting conversation, and maybe time has not allowed us to have more of her, but maybe in time we shall get more to converse with her. Thank you so much for giving us part of your busy schedule to come here to talk to our women. I hope you have learned a lot from her experience and her journey. Yes, thank you so much. Always catch us every Saturday at 3 p.m. Civic Space TV, Women at the Front Lines. I've been your host, Madreen. See you next time. Bye.